vibrational field is not affected in this way, the way that the rest of the human vibrational field is, because these are hybrids. They're not the same as humans. This is a much bigger story than people realize, even those that have awoken to great amounts of it.
Well, I only go with what I can prove, but there's no doubt that they love killing humans. The globalists love diseasing and permanently wrecking the DNA with the poisons, the chemicals, the radiation. It's admitted our IQs are dropping, the sperm counts are plummeting, we're falling apart. And they're saying they're raising the safe radiation levels to 25,000 times.
That's right.
And they say, look, 25,000 times is good for you. And baby formula over half, corn syrup, good for you. The kids getting diabetes when they're 5, good for you. Turned out the federal government is knowingly covering up that they're mining radioactive isotopes with the fluoride, putting it in the water supplies, comes out in local Texas news. Nobody gets in trouble. So they're shooting kids up worldwide with syphilis. I mean, there's no doubt that they want to wreck the DNA of humanity, and they're waging war against us. So they might as well be from Planet Pop-Tart.
Well, the thing is, Alex, you just reeled off all those different things.
Well, stay there. Got a break, David. We're going to give you the floor when we come back, and I want to get more into Libya, more on the economy, more on Bretton Woods, too, with David Icke. I'm Alex Jones.
Do you want to learn more about preparing for the hard times ahead? Have you ever thought about actually getting off the grid and becoming truly self-reliant? Introducing Off the Grid News, a weekly newsletter for independent Americans who want practical advice on how to survive and even prosper in an increasingly dangerous world. It's the best way to get a black belt in emergency preparedness, survival skills, and off-the-grid living. Packed with hard-hitting information on gardening, food preparation, alternative energy, and home security, there's simply nothing like it. And the best part, this $100 annual subscription is now free of charge. Simply sign up today and you'll also get our hard-hitting report, Food Shock, Why 2011 Could Be the Single Most Important Year in American History to Plant a Family Garden. It's absolutely free for listeners who sign up at offthegridnews.net. That's offthegridnews.net. Get your free Food Shock right now at offthegridnews.net.
Alex Jones here with key information. The U.S. government is a Ponzi scheme that relies on the Treasury continuously selling large amounts of government bonds to foreign central banks, with Japan about to become a seller of U.S. bonds in order to rebuild its own nation, and the U.S. antagonizing China by calling them currency manipulators. The Federal Reserve, which is already buying about 70% of U.S. Treasuries, will soon be the only buyer left of U.S. Treasuries. Our friends at the National Inflation Association believe that the U.S. dollar will soon become worthless, and Americans will see the purchasing power of their incomes and savings destroyed. I strongly urge my fellow Americans to sign up for the free NIA newsletter at www.inflation.us. If you are sick and tired of the economic propaganda in the mainstream media, sign up for free at inflation.us to learn the economic truth that the mainstream media ignores.
Go solar for cheap. Want to use solar power but the price is too high? Now you can build your own solar panels for less than $200 at 123cheapsolar.com. Don't laugh. We've sold over 45,000 solar do-it-yourself kits. Watch the step-by-step videos that even non-handyman types can use. We offer a 60-day money-back guarantee. Go to 123cheapsolar.com or call 800-713-0486. 800-713-0486. Reduce your foreign oil dependency when you go green with 123cheapsolar.com.
Hi, this is Ted Anderson. Have you ever wondered why banks, stockbrokers, investment advisors won't talk about gold IRAs? They've been available since 1986, yet the financial industry won't recognize the value of gold for your retirement. Gold has outperformed paper investments, yet no word about IRAs. If you would like to have gold for your retirement, call 800-686-2237. Don't get left behind by rising inflation and low returns. Call 800-686-2237. Secure your future and call 1-800-686-2237.
The largest part of gaining radiant health is detoxification. You can drink ionized water, cleanse your intestines, eat a perfect diet, and even take lots of quality supplements and in many instances only make minimal progress. What is the key to detoxifying your body of mercury, heavy metals, chemicals, and drugs? It is glutathione. Glutathione is the master antioxidant used to detoxify your entire body. It stops free radicals, keeps cells young, and reduces inflammation. One World Whey protein powder may be able to raise your glutathione production by 64% or more. One World Whey is more effective than any other whey protein powder on the market because it is unheated and from grass-fed cows. All other, quote, cold-processed whey protein powders have been heated and damaged by 15% or more. One World Whey comes in 3 delicious flavors. Call 888-988-3325. That's 888-988-3325. Or visit oneworldwhey.com. That's oneworld, WHEY.com.
So we live on a planet run by a ruling elite who hates humanity and is doing everything they can to destroy our DNA, give us cancer, and make us basically mentally retarded. You've got a public that's conditioned now where it comes out in Texas that the government is putting radioactive isotopes in the water mined at the phosphate mines all over the country, and no one gets in trouble, nothing happens. And I'm the weirdo for reporting on it. Now, David, I rattled off a bunch of examples of just psychopathic behavior institutionalized with the general public trained to accept it and be thankful for the mass murder. And you were about to make a comment before we hit that break.
Yeah, and it's this, you know, all those things you reeled off, and of course with more time you could have reeled off a lot more. There are different aspects of attacks on human health, human mind, all these other areas of human society. They're from a multitude, a mass of different directions, different subjects, different areas, and they're coming in a coordinated way. Now, does anyone still believe that is being orchestrated by people sitting around a table deciding their next move? It's much bigger than that. These players that we can name are players. They are players out of something. They are not actually the originators of it. It's much bigger than that. And in the next few years, we're going to have to open our minds to that. And a lot of this technology that they're using, which is way beyond anything they're admitting to, is not necessarily only coming from human sources, you know, because they've been doing things for a long, long time that have been high-tech in the areas we're talking about, manipulating the Earth's energy field and therefore everyone within it for a long time. This European Parliament report on HAARP from about 1999. It says at one point here, this is from the European Parliament, from the 1950s, the USA conducted explosions of nuclear material in the Van Allen belts to investigate the effect of the electromagnetic pulse generated by nuclear weapons explosions at these heights on radio communications and the operation of radar. This created new magnetic radiation belts which covered nearly the whole Earth. The electrons traveled along magnetic lines of force and created an artificial aurora borealis above the North Pole. These military tests are liable to disrupt the Van Allen belt for a long period. The Earth's magnetic field could be disrupted over large areas, which would obstruct radio communications. According to U.S. scientists, it could take hundreds of years for the Van Allen belt to return to normal. HAARP could result in changes in weather patterns. It could also influence whole ecosystems, especially in sensitive Antarctic regions. And it's talking about here the way that it shoots holes in the ionosphere and allows incoming cosmic radiation, etc. Now they did those experiments, Alex, in the 1950s.
Well, let me stop you. In the film Trinity, narrated by Captain Kirk by William Shatner, that's aired on the Discovery Channel now 15 years ago, they show the government footage of it in one night firing 10 high-powered nukes into the Van Allen radiation belt and them exploding in space as big white balls. And they said that many of the scientists thought it would probably destroy the atmosphere and the Earth, but they still did it. Now they claim that the Hadron Collider has created a new form of matter. In fact, I forgot to cover that, guys. Just say new form of matter found at Superconducting Super Collider. That was out 2 days ago. And then they go on to say when they first detonated the first A-bomb, around half the scientists thought it was going to ignite the atmosphere and kill everybody on Earth, but they still did it. And then I read this black poetry, this dark poetry out of transhumanist top people saying, yes, we may destroy the Earth, but so what? We're going to go on willing.
Yeah, well, of course, a lot of these people, in fact, the vast majority of these people are utterly bloody insane. I mean, you know, they're just absolutely crazy, which makes it far more difficult to reason with them because they have no sense of reason. It's something that the mass of humanity humanity will not be able to really understand how these people can look through their eyes and look at the same thing we look at and see a completely different picture. They don't see the world the way we see it. They don't see life the way we see it. They don't see anything the way we see it. And by the way, that super collider in France and across to Switzerland on the French border there, that's also about, to a very large extent, about manipulating the Earth's energy field and other things because of what it would, the effect of it would have upon the Earth's magnetic field and its energy field in general. There's a war going on, Alex, on the Earth's magnetic field and the energy field that humans live in. And it's a war that's been building up for a long time, and we're now starting to put the pieces together and see it.
Incredible. And we've read all these patents on air where the light bulbs they're mandating go in will be used for data to go over them through the power lines, flickering, programming your computers, accessing them, and programming you through your eyes. And the first places they're testing them in Texas and Minnesota are police departments. And these are literally mesmerizing mind control systems in the news, and the cops are in there right now. It's Buck Rogers, folks.
We're on the march. The empire's on the run. Alex Jones and the GCN Radio Network.
A very wealthy U.S. citizen is predicting that in 2011, we will witness the most important day in America in more than 50 years. He says it will change everything about our lives. The way you shop, travel, invest, educate your children, and even how you take care of your health and your own family. Now, this man has made some outrageous predictions over the years. The crazy part is, he's usually right. You see, he predicted the collapse of GM, Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, and America's biggest mall owner, General Growth Properties. In fact, Barron's called his work a dire prophecy. Recently, he created a video, which you can watch online for free, detailing his biggest and most important prediction yet. And it's a real eye-opener. I can't stress this enough. You should at least watch this free video online today. He explains everything you need to know, including simple steps you can take to protect yourself. You can find the video at www.endofamerica3.com. That's endofamerica, the number 3.com. Watch the free video at www.endofamerica3.com. That's endofamerica3.com.
Over the last year, Alex has told you about, and many of you have experienced, emergencies and disasters in unprecedented numbers. People have had to literally run for their lives. Folks, this is Steve Shank with eFoods Direct. I'm not here to scare you, but when disaster strikes, you won't have time to think. You must act automatically. What does a pilot do when the helicopter engine fails in flight? No time to think, just act automatically. When the alert is broadcast, the alarm sounds, or the knock comes on your door, you'll need to be ready to act without thinking of what to do or what you need. You need a 5-day extreme emergency kit. With serious supplies and real food to secure 2 adults for 5 days, this powerful $300 extreme emergency kit is free with an order of at least $995 from eFoods Direct. Go to efoodsdirect.com/Alex or call 800-409-5633. That's efoodsdirect.com/Alex. 800-409-5633.
You may be arrested and or subject to other police action.
Tyranny is here. The grim future foretold in 1984 has become reality.
It really says that the state is God.
The United States is now recognized globally as one of the most oppressive police states on earth. This film conclusively proves the existence of a secret network of FEMA camps, now being expanded nationwide. This documentary exposes how the continuity of government program has established an all-powerful shadow state. Police State 4 chronicles the sickening depths to which our republic has fallen. Prepare to enter the secretive world of emergency dictatorship. Body scanners, sound cameras, citizen spies, stage terror, and cameras on every street corner. It's only the beginning of the New World Order's hellish plan. The police state isn't coming. It's here. Secure your copy today at Infowars.com or see it online in the highest quality at PrisonPlanet.tv.
We now take you live
To the Central Texas Command Center.
in the heart of the resistance. You're listening to The Alex Jones Show.
You know, David's been studying this for 20 years, and so much of what he wrote about 15, 16, 17 years ago has unfortunately come true. And, you know, what do Christians say? They say there's an evil force, the fallen one, Lucifer with his angels, and you read what's in Genesis and Ezekiel, and they're saying they manipulated humans' genetics. I don't go there. I go with open world government being announced, the pension funds, the death benefits of the troops being stolen, nobody getting in trouble, uranium and other isotopes being put in our water. It comes out the government's doing it and covering it up, but the news calmly reports it. There have been caught since the 50s.